name is Patrick Peck. I research Africans' poverty. By definition, poverty is a state of deprivation or lack of the usual socially acceptable amount of money or material possessions. The most common measure of poverty in the United States is the poverty threshold set by the government. This measure recognizes poverty as a lack of these goods and services commonly taken for granted by members of mainstream activity society. The official threshold is adjusted for inflation using the Consumer Price Index. Most Americans will spend at least 1 year below the poverty line at the same time between age 25 and 75. Poverty rates are persistently higher in rural and inner city parts of the country as compared to suburban areas. African Americans are disproportionately affected by poverty, food insecurity, and unemployment. They are also more likely to receive treatment, for instance, than their Latino and white and non-Hispanic peers, and unemployment is significantly higher among African Americans than among white non-Hispanics. In 2014, Americans were more than twice as likely to be unemployed, 11% as their white non-Hispanic counterparts, 5%. 1 in 4, 26% African American households are food insecure as compared with 1 in 10 and 12, 11% of computation households and 1 in 7, 14% households overall.
My name is Robert Culpepper, and today I'm presenting on the modern civil rights movement. People today are aware of what happened during the 20th century civil rights movement, and under the leadership of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., people were able to form a very strong unit in order to nonviolently protest against segregation, and they fought for equal rights. The difference in today's society is that with a whole new society based around technology and social media, people all around the world are able to see what really happens in communities. And because of that new ability, a lot of new evidence and other information has surfaced to the entire population of the United States instead of just certain areas of the country. We have seen time and time again now, people who discriminate and have been caught on camera and exposed through sites such as Twitter and Facebook. The successful strategies of the modern movement for the civil rights are litigation, organization, mobilization, and coalition, all aimed at creating a national constituency for civil rights. Sometimes even the most simple of deeds can challenge the way we think and act. The truth is that Jim Crow may be dead, but racism is still alive and well, and the central fact of life for every non-white American is that it eclipses income, position in society, and someone's education level. An example of this would be the case of Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin was an innocent kid that was murdered because of racial stereotypes. And because of social media, the whole world became aware of this case instead of just a small portion of the country.
I'm Jonathan Martinez, and I'm talking about hip-hop in today's society. From the civil rights movement till today, music has been a heavy influence of people's behaviors during these hard times. Music today informs us of the problems people are going through and suggests how we can change and better ourselves. A lot of people do not have the courage or the power to kind of get this word out, and all these big-time rappers have the chance to really get the message through to the public. songs like Fuck the Police by NWA, Sound of the Police, like KRS-One, have brought these issues up to the public and let everyone know that this is not okay. We also get to hear songs that bring a call to action and bring more of a positive vibe to the public when something like police brutality happens. In J. Cole's Be Free, he states, "Something has got me down, I will stand my ground, don't just stand around, don't just stand around." And that kind of tells everyone to not just watch what's going on, but to put a stop to it and ultimately stop police brutality. I think we should really listen to what these songs are saying and take action against racism through the police. With all the songs that are being made today about police brutality, I think one of the most influential songs that we have today is known as Glory, performed by John Legend and Common. They first tied the courage of Rosa Parks and the incident in Ferguson with Michael Brown, and they insist that we remain peaceful and stand together instead of rioting and being violent. To me, this song unites a public that has gone through a lot and creates a sense of hope throughout the nation. Because they are so popular, they can influence the public to go a peaceful route instead of a violent route like rioting and just being violent and ignorant.
Hello, I'm Mason, and today I'm going to be talking about modern racism in education. So, racism is still present in many aspects of life today. One of the worst proponents of modern racism is education. Black students are consistently shown unfair treatment and prejudice through all levels of education. According to a survey by the U.S. Education Department, black students are suspended or expelled 3 times more than white students. It's not entirely their fault. Black students are also at a massive disadvantage when considering teachers. 7% of black students attend schools, where as many as 20% of teachers fail to meet license and certification requirements. This means that black students are not given the same access and opportunities they need to succeed. This is easily seen with the lack of minorities attending college. According to the Pew Research Center, African Americans make up only 14% of all college students. And that number is even smaller when you look at more prestigious schools. It seems like black students are destined for failure. While only 16% of students are black, they represent 31% of students arrested for an offense committed in school.
Just like, hi, my name is Jacob Kirk, and I research Black Lives Matter.
Or just say, my section is Black Lives Matter, and then just say Black Lives Matter, and then
My name is Jacob Kirk, and I research Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter has been combating modern racism since 2012 after the death of Trayvon Martin, a 17-year-old boy who was killed by a neighborhood watch captain, George Zimmerman. According to the Black Lives Matter website, their goal is to raise awareness for black dehumanization, broadening the conversation around state violence to include all of the ways in which black people are intentionally left powerless at the hands of the state. Black Lives Matter has already opened the eyes of many to modern racism's existence. Black Lives Matter calls upon the black community to come together so they can put an end to things like police brutality and other forms of modern racism. Also, Black Lives Matter speaks for black women along with gays and transgender of African descent. They work to free women from sexism and misogyny, to create a world where homosexuality isn't viewed as unordinary or unacceptable, and dismantle cisgender privilege, or the set of unearned advantages that individuals who identify as the gender they were assigned at birth accrue solely due to having a cisgender identity. Racism has had a long enough lifespan in America, and Black Lives Matter is fighting to see that it has an end.